Hey guys, this is Steven, also known as iSlick from Medical, and here I am bringing a review to Avengers Undercover number 10, the final issue, written by Dennis Hopeless and art by Tite Walker. Now, as for the summary of this issue goes, S.H.I.E.L.D. saves the teen heroes of Avengers Undercover from Baron Zemo, while Cammy makes her exit of not wanting to be accepted into this world. Now I want to discuss what I did like and what I didn't like in this issue. For what I did like, I just want to let everybody know it's kind of really difficult to review this issue because this series got cancelled. It didn't get to tell the story to its full potential, so basically the writer didn't get to tell the story that he wanted to tell for this issue because it got cancelled already. So I just think the only things I did like in this issue was Cammy's speech that she gives in the issue, and the reason why I like this speech that she gives because she describes the premises of the series, like what it was the whole entire series was about, what was the goal for these teenagers, like about the teenager heroes, how they felt about wanting to be accepted in this world and having a place, making a name for themselves in general. So it was pretty much a good speech, just describing what this series was supposed to do, but it didn't really much get a chance to. But I also liked Baron Zemo's dialogue. I mean, he sounds very menacing in there, and he does give a good point about what S.H.I.E.L.D. would do to the people in the Marvel Universe. So it gets you thinking a little bit. I'm also glad that all the all the teenagers, all the heroes are back to their normal lives and, being a teenager and be able to live happily. Now, for the things I didn't like what happens to Locket. She ends up staying as a villain, and we never got to fully explore why she would be a villain. She just becomes one. She just stays with the Baron Zemo's team. So, I guess because sadly the series got cancelled, I guess they didn't get a chance to explore that when they were. But I guess that's the consequences of that. It just seems weird that she would be a bad guy because in Avengers Arena she went out of her way to, rise to redemption of being manipulated into doing bad things, and she got everybody out of Avengers Arena, and it just seems pointless for her to take that step back and become a villain when she was trying to get herself out of that situation in Avengers Arena. So it's a step back in the character development. And there's another step back in character development for Cammy because in Avengers Undercover she was already feeling that she doesn't need to fit in here. That she's fine the way she is and she's gonna stay here. It just seems kind of weird that she would just leave because she's not being accepted into this world when she was pretty much fine with that. So she was finally realizing that she doesn't need to fit in or try to prove something or be accepted, whatever. It just seems pointless that she would go back to that step that was before this. So it just seems kind of weird for her character development. And another thing I did not like in this issue was that the Avengers sort of overshadowed the young Avengers characters here. Like, it made to the point where it wasn't their book anymore. It was more of an Avengers book, like the adult Avengers, which it really isn't. I don't know why they overshadowed them to the point where they had no dialogue. It's only maybe 2 or 3 words, but that's about it. The most people who had dialogue in this issue was Maria Hill, Cammy, and Baron Zemo, which was kind of disappointing. Now, for the art was pretty bad in this issue too. I mean, Ty Walker did not do that much of a good job. He really rushed this. Some of the action was kind of sloppy, and some of the face expressions were a little bit static. The art also there was some points where the art was looking really good, but it's mostly populated with bad art, so that's what I had a problem with. As for the theme of this issue, I think the theme of this issue is acceptance. And acceptance comes as humans grow up in this world, we always feel the need to fit in and be accepted. And it's sort of the phase of being a teenager, because finding that acceptance also kind of shapes our identity, like finds out who we are. So as that phase is going on, when we get older, we kind of realize that we don't need to be accepted and there's no such thing as fitting in. So we just be who we are and find the friends or family members who eventually loves us for who we are. So that's what I saw. And this is what Cammy's speech discusses. Like, this is what point she tries to make. But the moral feels kind of cheapened because she decides to, since she can't be accepted into this world, it's time for her to leave. Like, I'm out because I can't be accepted here. So she never really gets to learn the moral of that she doesn't need to be accepted. So it does feel kind of weird in here. Now, I give this issue a 3.5 or a 7.5. So, 3.5 out of 5 stars and 7.5 out of 10 stars. It's just, this issue didn't get to its full potential. There was interesting developments with Cammy's speech and Baron Zemo's dialogue. It was interesting. And then, it just sucks that character developments go back to, like, square one. And the art is just not that much detail and action or face expressions. The screen time for the Avengers Undercover characters barely had any effect to the issue. It's just very sad to see this series go. I mean, this was a series that's dealing with teen heroes, dealing with the PTSD disorder from Avengers Arena, because they had to kill a lot of teenagers. They were forced to kill each other. So that affected them a lot and made them get PTSD. And I really wanted to see that be explored more. And it was about a group of teenagers who want to be accepted and rise as heroes. And the only way they thought that it was going to rise as heroes is tricking the bad guys into thinking they will be bad. And then find a way to defeat them that way. So the Avengers could look and notice, oh, they did something smart. Let's praise them or whatever. And I think that went a lot over people's heads. I mean, I just didn't understand why would it go over people's heads, because the word Undercover is on the title. So it just didn't make any sense that there was this hate going on. It's like, oh, you're killing off our characters and you're making them evil, when they necessarily they weren't planning to do that. I mean, if they put Undercover on the title, that means the characters are going to trick the bad guys. They're working undercover to see what these bad guys are doing. And, they'll find a way to eventually defeat them. It's like becoming a secret agent. So I guess people weren't seeing that. And I guess people were still hating from Avengers Arena because characters were killed off. But that wasn't the point. It's just really, overall, I really wanted the series to keep on going, and it's just sad that it had to fall apart, because all the hate that it got. And I think people should look into this, look into Avengers Undercover and look into Avengers Arena, because it gave these characters conflict. It gave them, you know, personalities. It gave these characters origins. It made them somebody. It made us care about these characters. And I think people wouldn't grow so much care about these characters if it wasn't for these two series. So, it's about teenagers, you know, being themselves and trying to find who they are. And that's what we all do as teenagers. So, I don't understand why people can't see that, because they were at that point at that time of their lives. They were also finding themselves, and they sometimes decide to be good or bad. They don't know what to do, because you're a teenager. You're first experiencing this, and you're trying to find a place in your world. So you do whatever you want. You bend yourself to fit in any situation because you're trying to fit in. So it's kind of sad that a lot of people didn't see that with this series was going with that. And I kind of wish Marvel, you know, this issue was supposed to be only 15 issues, and I wish Marvel would just took the risk of completing it, because only 5 issues left. But they didn't. So I think you should just really get these two series, because it just needs a recognition that it was what it was trying to do. And I think that's about it. So if you wanna reach me, you can reach me at iSlick, and you can see my blog with other reviews from reviews of ultimateawesomeness.blogspot.com. Guys, type something in the comments. Say what you ever feel or think, so we can respond to it and have some discussion going on. So I talk to you guys and see you then.